Don't ask me how I got this set early, I honestly have no idea. Now, even though I haven't technically finished The Mandalorian yet, I've been waiting for this set since it got announced. I am so excited for this. Hey guys, it's Holly, aka Pot of Minifig Pals, and I managed to find the Razor Crest super early, or technically the Mandalorian Bounty Hunter Transport. However, in Australia, they don't seem to have changed the name yet. Online, it's still referred to as the Razor Crest, and even on the box, mine says the Razor Crest. I'm gonna go buy a second one tomorrow, just in case that all the American boxes say a different wording. I have a feeling this could be a rare thing. I'm really excited if it is because 1, I found it early, that's really rare for me. 2, could have a rare box. My luck has honestly been kicked up a notch this year. So this is set 75292 and has 1023 pieces. And surprisingly, a lot of those pieces are actually pretty big. There aren't as many small pieces as I thought there would be. One of the main reasons I wanted it, besides the ship looking gorgeous, was of course for Baby Yoda, aka the child. So I was very hyped to open this. I built it all afternoon and honestly it took me a very long time. Now, I don't know if that's just because I was having a bad build day or if the instructions just weren't clear. Maybe I wasn't reading them properly, but that is something to know. I did find this quite challenging. Considering it's a 10 plus set, that really does say something about my building ability. I know you're all probably just as excited as me to go and see this ship, so let's have a look at it, shall we? So here is the Razor Crest, and this ship is so much bigger and longer than I thought it was going to be. When I looked at the box, honestly, I thought it was going to be quite short and small and a lot smaller than I originally imagined, but upon building it, honestly, it's blown me away. Let's have a look at these minifigures, especially Baby Yoda, aka the child. So firstly, we have the Mandalorian himself, and while he looks really good, me and I imagine quite a lot of other people are really sad that he doesn't have the Beskar armor. I feel like if this figure had that, he would have just been perfect. Even without it though, admittedly, does look really good, but I feel like this was definitely a missed opportunity to include it. He also comes with this very long weapon, which is built up of a blaster piece, a lightsaber hilt, and a little Technic clip. It looks really good, although unfortunately you can't clip it to his back. I mean, I guess it would get in the way anyway, that's why it's not here, but overall, I really like the look of the Mandalorian. One of my favorite things about the Mandalorian figures in general, even in the battle packs, is just their cape. I love how it's a rectangle, looks amazing. Also, his shiny helmet looks incredible too. And underneath we just have a plain black head, no angry clone faces here. He's got some really neat leg printing as well, which is amazing to see. I wish we could have had some arm printing, but I'm not surprised. And underneath we have some back printing as well. But you're definitely not buying this set for the Mandalorian, are you? Besides the ship, most people are buying this set for Baby Yoda, and he looks amazing. Well, technically the child. I know people are going to come at me for saying Baby Yoda and not the child. Same, but different. And in person, this figure looks really good. I was worried that it wasn't going to look as good as the renders. I was mostly worried about the face. The torso, to me, I don't know, the print on it just looks very small. There's a massive border around the outside and it just doesn't look completely right. I don't really know how to explain it otherwise. The head for Baby Yoda though turned out really well. It is slightly rubbery. The ears can move around, and because the head's rubber, I really hope that these eyes don't scratch off in the future after a lot of wear. I'm gonna have to be extra careful with him. Next up we have the Scout Trooper, and he looks really sick. I love the helmet mold on this figure. It is dual molded as well. Underneath you do have the black in it, which means there's no visible printing, and you also just get a plain generic face. I'm pretty sure this could be Loki's or Bruce Banner's, but there is no alternate face. I feel like I've seen it before. I just can't put my finger on where. Then again, I'm not really here for the Clone Trooper face because I'm pretty much just going to keep his helmet on at all times. You also get some really nice torso and leg printing, and his arms are completely back. There is also some nice back printing too, and he just comes with a small blaster. And our last proper minifigure is Greef Karga, and he turned out really good. The only complaint I have for this figure is that I wish he had leg printing. To me, it just looks too bare. He also does have a double-sided face, which is awesome to see, one with a cheesy grin and one with a rather stern expression for when all the Mandalorians are rioting and running away. Despite the lack of leg printing though, his torso does look really good, and it's great to see him in this set. And our last figure, or not technically figure, more of a droid, is the IG-11 battle droid in grey. I love the print on his head. I think this looks amazing, although to me, I get why we have this clip at the back, but it just looks very bulky. From the front, it looks fine. I love having the gun at the back, and then you kind of turn it around and it just doesn't look right to me. I feel like he should be standing up more, and then in that case it just looks even more bulky. I don't really know how they could have improved that. I mean, I guess standing up he does look a bit better, but I think it just sticks out a bit too far. IG-11 also comes with a regular size blaster and a much larger blaster which you stick to the back of him. Other than his face though, he's pretty generic. He's using all the same pieces as the regular battle droids, just in a dark grey instead. And then of course he's got a clip, a cone piece, and a round 1x1 at the top to make up his head. So here is the Razor Crest. Oh wait, hang on, no, that's not the Razor Crest. This is the Razor Crest. And might I tell you, the Razor Crest is very, very big. I am honestly shocked at how long and large this thing is. There are these massive stickers that go on these half cylindrical pieces that are on either side of the engines. Then you have all these stickers down here. You have some more here. Honestly, these 2x3 ones are the smallest stickers of the entire set, which I kind of like. I find bigger stickers easier to apply, which is really good. This cockpit luckily is printed. There is nothing you need to worry about there. Considering there is 1,000 pieces, I honestly thought it was going to be a lot of small pieces, but I'm surprised. You have these massive engine pieces here. You have these half cone pieces. You have the sides of the walls here. You have these massive round pieces at the front. You have the 2 double cockpits. You have a bunch of tiles at the back as well, plus these triangular ones. There are a lot of large elements. So starting off with the ship, I wanted to talk about the base first. Now, I had a lot of trouble building this base. I could not figure out exactly where this piece was supposed to go in relation to this triangle panel plate. It took me a very long time. This side I found easier. I could tell that it was right just by the way it was matching up, because otherwise it would get stuck on this angled slope piece right here, and it just would not close. It was really frustrating. It did take me a while to figure out. I was having a really bad building day when building this. It took me way too long. So when you open up all of these side panels, you get a look at the inside of the ship, and the inside of the ship is very bare. There is just not a lot happening in here. As you can see, majority of the interior is just built up of these Technic pieces. There's no real structure to it besides all of these Technic rods. And because there is a lot of Technic rods, it did take a bit longer to assemble. For example, you had to slide these ones in and then push all the pins in, and it did take a while to kind of line it up correctly. Admittedly, it took way longer than it probably should have taken me, which is frustrating. But the way the ship works, you've got this main big panel here, then you've got this small little one over here, and then at the front you've got one with a blaster attached, which you can kind of clip down. It's not on one of those like smooth joints, it's on one of the hinged ones. And on the inside there are 3 clips. You can do the spring-loaded shooters if you want there. I guess you could also hold some blasters or some lightsabers if you wanted to do that, although there are none included in this set. And then on the inside, as you can see, not an awful lot, just a lot of tiles and plates and some Technic rods holding up the structure of the ship. Then at the back, you also have a panel that can be hinged down like that. Basically, if you get where this is going, the entire ship opens up. You can then open up this side, and now we get a very X-ray view of the ship. Now here's probably a good point as well to show you the carbonite freeze pieces hanging in here. Now these just slide in and out. If I just push that, the whole thing will slide off. It's not very secure. If I move this back and forth, like, it will shake around. The only thing stopping it is a plate at the bottom. Taking a look at this carbonite sticker, it looks really nice. I love the design of the minifigure. I love all of the buttons, and I love the shading and detailing on it. And it's just on one of these 2 wide brick support pieces, and then at the top there is a 1x2 tile, which is how it slides into place on the ship. So to get it in, you just slide it in between this cheese slope piece and this 1x2 tile and push it in like so. There you go. These both look really good. I kind of wish we did get a 3rd one, but it is nice to have 2 of them. But other than the carbonite pieces, there isn't really much else in the interior. It's very hollow. It's very empty. We have this little space at the front, which is the Mandalorian's bedroom. At the back, you have some panels, stickers showing some control panels and things like that, and then you have a tiny bed which you can stick him on like so. You can press his legs down onto those 2 studs and kind of lie him down like so. Now he's going to sleep while Baby Yoda has a rave in the cockpit. Nice and simple, looks really good. Now the entire front of the ship is very smoothed off. You use a lot of these curved pieces to round off the front along with some tiles, and it looks really good. I also love the way the blasters look on the sides. I think they did a really good job. The only thing that annoys me is
is that you can see the yellow Technic pin through there. I wish we could have used a black one in that same length. It just really irks me. For mine, I've definitely purposely put these pins on to the side, so that way at least the yellow stripe is facing the same way on both. Now moving up, you can see these giant brick built engines. And like I said, this is a massive sticker here. This is also a really nice Technic element. And then you've kind of got these fiddly engine pieces, which took me quite a bit to build. Kind of got a bit repetitive, and they are slightly different to the other side. Both of these little tile or grate pieces are facing different directions. Why that is, I do not know. Zooming into the front as well, you can see that there is a spring-loaded shooter piece. I personally definitely preferred spring-loaded shooters. I think they're more discreet, they look a lot nicer, and their functionality is a lot better. Admittedly, I don't see myself ever using the spring-loaded shooter besides the demonstration, which I will show you in a second. So to me, that doesn't really matter. To activate the spring-loaded shooter, there is a little trigger up here on this grate piece, and you just press down on it like so, and it comes shooting out. And that has just landed on the complete opposite side of my room. Taking a look at the cockpit, we have this really nice printed piece, and this entire section can just pop up. It is connected via these clip pieces that attach to some of these hinge joints in the back. It's really easy to take them in and out of these bits, which I really appreciate. Looking into the cockpit, there isn't too much space. There's a nice printed panel here, but besides that, you can just see a lot of empty Technic pieces and backs of bricks and things like that. There really isn't too much of a cockpit besides the two red chairs. On the box and the back of the manual, it is shown to have the Mandalorian sitting in his little chair and then Baby Yoda on his lap. Now, in real life, still looks really cute, but this isn't very practical. Baby Yoda is blocking the entirety of the Mandalorian's helmet. This isn't very safe. Safe spaceship practice, please. We need to be able to see our surroundings. In saying that, you can't deny that looks really cute, having Baby Yoda there. I love how that looks. Looks spectacular. Still not very safe, but looks really cute. Once that entire front section is popped off as well, you can lift up the back here to expose these two clips, which is where you can store the Mandalorian's weapon while he is piloting the ship. Just like so. Close that back up, stick the cockpit back on, and we are ready to battle. At the top as well here, we have this little escape pod that pops out, or prison cell. Don't judge me, I haven't finished the series yet, I need to. And on the inside, I have just placed the Scout Trooper because you can fit an entire minifigure in here. It's really awesome, and I've still got him with his blaster, and even then the entire top section can pop back on, and then you just slot it back in like so. It is connected using a jumper piece, nothing too special about that. And then while I'm pushing that back in, that brings one of the issues I have with this set, and that is basically how it's standing. The ship is basically standing on these three skis. Now these are attached via a Technic pin, and while it's really good for standing, there are so many points in this set where you can tip it the back of it and the entire thing will tilt because it's all on Technic pins. It will rebalance itself. It is well balanced in that regard, but when I was building it, I'm trying to press down on all of these pieces at the back like so, and the entire thing just tips like that. It's quite frustrating. You can see what I mean a bit better when I tilt the ship upwards. They all kind of twist. They're not very tight on there besides the front one, so it does create kind of a problem. The ship also as well, I believe, would have pretty good swishability. It is quite heavy when picking it up with one hand. I would definitely grab it from the back like so, or even at the bottom. I feel like you can't really push these pieces in too much. They are pretty well built and well supported, so it should be really good for swishing around like so. And with this set, nothing's going to be falling off. There aren't very many loose pieces. These cannons are on there very sturdy. These are all Technic pieces. The only thing that you might accidentally knock off is the cockpit. It might just get a bit loose and wiggle around like that, but even then, I don't think the entire thing is going to pop off that easily. So besides all of that, the main deal of this set comes from the exterior, which looks really nice. I love the way the ship turned out. It looks beautiful, and I'm really glad to have this in my collection. I don't have too many Star Wars ships. I have the Millennium Falcon, and now I have this, and that's about it. And honestly, putting these two together, they're both of roughly the same scale, and I think they both look brilliant. So overall, the Razor Crest, I really like the way this set turned out. Just looking at it when it was announced, I thought the build looked fantastic, and even in my hands, I do still think it looks fantastic. Probably even better in person, purely because you get a sense of the scale of this thing. It's very large, and it would make a fantastic display piece. I also like how it's easily to grab, so I feel like you could have a lot of fun with this set. My one gripe though is the interior. It's very plain, it's very boring. You literally flick this open. I feel like this space could have been utilized better. Yes, you can to hold your flick fire missiles or your spring-loaded shooters, whatever you want to call them, or even a weapon or a lightsaber, but besides that, there's nothing to it. I feel like we could have had a few more stickers or decorations, just something like that to make up for the fact that there is all this empty space on the side here. Yes, that would have increased the price. However, I do think it would have been nice just to have something extra, just anything. I'm super glad we got this set though. I think they did an amazing job, and I imagine we're going to get remakes of this in a few years depending on how well the Mandalorian TV show does. The season 2 trailer hopefully is dropping either today or sometime this week. Fingers crossed. I can't wait to see it. I can't wait for the new season. I mean, I still need to finish the first one, but I'm getting there. I'm getting there. Overall, I would definitely recommend this set. I feel like this is one of the best Lego Star Wars sets that you can buy on the market right now. But besides the ship though, definitely Baby Yoda is one valuable piece. At the moment, it's the only set he comes in, and he is a very, very popular character, and he did turn out very nicely in minifigure form. I was very worried, but he has exceeded my expectations. Let me know your thoughts on the Razor Crest down below, and if you plan on picking it up, and if you enjoyed this video, please give me a thumbs up and consider subscribing to the channel down below. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you later.